Hey, Chi Chi.
Girl, I'm glad I looked up, girl. I'm just looking out in my phone.
Hey, Oliver. Allegra went somewhere real quick. When she come back on, we'll add her. Miss Mary in the bathroom, honey. The ladies of the club is in
Cut
the.
that off of the TV before you get that in back of you.
Okay. Gotti. Oliver, you look real good living in Martin Luther King house like that, bitch. Girl, you did not live for that.
I didn't know. I didn't know you grew up in Dr. King's house.
I didn't know I lived there either. It was news to me. I said, "Wow."
Right. Now they should have asked us. They should have asked us. Craig, they should have asked us before they put that up there. Now
they really should have.
This how they don't know what. This how you know they don't know black folks like they supposed to know black folks.
Exactly.
Oh, you talking like that? I didn't know we could talk like that.
I don't give a damn. It's the truth now.
I mean, granted, shout out to the people over there at WeTV and World of Wonder because they had to. I won't say they rushed to put our show together, but they were under strict and very tight deadline. So from one editor to another, I commend them for doing what they've been able to do. But with that being said, some things have been slipping through the cracks.
And that Martin Luther King house was definitely one, and there was no way we was gonna come on here and not address that.
Martin Luther King isn't even in his own home anymore.
All right, so you don't.
The children, the grandchildren, the spirits, the tourist site, nobody's over there at that house. So what makes you think my gay black ass is over there?
All right, let's start. Who want to set it off?
I thought the episode was really good. Again, I'm always rooting for Miss Mary. Now, Miss Mary, I was not living for your little blonde flip-up wig, though.
You know I don't care nothing about what people think about what
Miss Mary, you should say hello to me first, Miss Mary. Don't come.
You came in reading, so I'm coming in stopping you. Good evening, everybody. How you
doing? Yes,
Miss Mary.
What you will not do.
Hi, Miss Mary.
How y'all doing?
You will not do her no more drama wig. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, y'all know I don't care nothing about all that. I don't care nothing about what none of y'all say about my hair. When I want to wear what I want to wear, Miss Mary's Miss Mary old balls.
She said, no more pain.
No more pain. No more pain.
No more pain.
How y'all doing?
No drama, no more drama in my life. I don't ever want to pray again.
How y'all doing?
No more pain. No more.
No, all jokes aside, no, I love the scenes with Miss Mary, because Miss Mary really is a demonstration for so many black people. So many black families, so many black grandmothers, mothers, aunts, you know what I'm saying? So I really think that she is going to directly speak to that community of people that are watching. So I love the scene when you guys were talking, when you looked at the video, Miss Mary. What was her name? Ayana? That was her name, right? The trans girl.
Yes.
Right. So the video of the trans girl that was attacked.
Yeah, but we didn't want to show that on TV because even though we should have showed it on television, but we didn't want to because one, we probably didn't want her to have to relive that all over again.
Right. And most people saw it because that video went viral. So I mean that we didn't have to show that, but I thought that was a good conversation because when Miss Mary said that's the fear that most parents of LGBTQ people have, that was exactly what my mother said. And then when we were live tweeting, somebody, a mother tweeted that. She said she has 2 children that are LGBTQIA+, and that's one of her fears. So I think a lot of what Ms.
crying in that scene, because I broke down because just looking at them beat that girl because I hadn't seen that.
Right.
Just seeing that I broke down, but they cut out some stuff. They cut out a lot of little things.
A lot of cutting.
Yeah.
But the story still made what it needs to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely learning lessons. Even the part with you, Madison, when you were talking about if my trans life doesn't matter.
But
then,
that's the way I feel, and I say this every day.
mm-hmm.
I say it every day, every single day, because
but to have it on TV, it reaches a completely different audience. So that's why it's amplified even more.
Mm-hmm. And my thing, Craig, is this, right? I think that people forget that we are Black when we fall under the LBGT plus umbrella, and I think that what they think that we're protected some magical way. We're protected because we're under, because I hear a lot of Black people say, "Oh, well, that's them gays," and them gays don't understand nothing about what goes on with us Blacks, and you be like, "Wait, but I am us Blacks too. I'm us Black, niece. When did I stop being Black? Before I even know what a penis look like going towards my face, I'm looking at my Black sockets at it. So when you try to bash me about being, and yes, there it is.
And see what was so powerful about that too. I know that was in episode 1, and I think I said this when we did the live that night. Every Black gay boy, I can't speak for lesbians, but every Black gay boy knows what this is. And it probably triggers some sort of PTSD in all of us, because at some point somebody did that to you, asking if you were gay, or you saw them.
You walked in on a conversation.
Or you saw them whispering it about somebody else. So you knew that it was not a good thing, right? So it was triggering. So, I mean, that was really powerful. So I said from the beginning, I wanted to be a part of this if there were teachable moments, and there were so many teachable moments.
Wi-Fi. She over there in that place, in that beautiful house.
There were so many teachable moments in this episode tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, can I talk about what my sockets are looking at right now? Can I talk about what my eye sockets are looking at right now?
Oh, what?
Craig, I'm just looking at how pronounced your muscles are, and you're very shiny and shimmery. You've been working out, Auntie?
I just got out of the shower. I had to situate my situation because after this is over, I'm going to bed.
No, I see you.
When you were running me in the park.
They messy for showing me fall though. I just knew they were gonna cut that out when I tripped up the steps. I just knew
they kept it because they wanted to see how much messy you are, so that's why they kept it, Craig. That's why.
They wanted that to be my downfall.
But you got up and you kept training me.
Yeah.
I hope that what people get out of this is that we love our children too. Regardless of whatever their life they go in their own direction, we still love our children. Well, I do.
Well, yeah. Speak for you, Mama, because there's a lot of people who don't love their children.
Mm-hmm.
Your love for your children ain't have nothing to do with that. You don't stop loving them because of whatever if they're not doing what you want them to do. You don't have no control over no one's life.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much we want to change things, we can't. Sometimes we came and change our own life sometimes, with things we do. You need help.
All right, Legger, so what you got to say about it?
It was a lot. That episode was kind of heavy. That was a lot. It was a real lot. I'm with Craig. I love the scenes with Miss Mary. There's so many teachable moments. And it's been every episode. It's been every episode. There's been so many teachable moments. Definitely love the two of your dynamics. I don't know. I'm full. On TV, it makes me full. I think every time I watched it, I've watched the episodes today. I think I saw Madison, and I watched 1 and 2 over again. I probably watched them both twice today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back watch 1, 2, and 3.
Still trying to take all these things in because I'm seeing your scenes. I'm seeing your moments. even talking at the table. Because, that was real. I know our friends ask us, like, was that TV or was that real? It's like, no, that was real. That was the real emotion.
Real.
Everything they're seeing is real. Cause that I'm so glad you and Boo made up, because I was very hurt by that, and I was a little upset by all of that happened. That was the one that just went last week.
Yeah,
I was very upset with that. You see, I already spoke to you, Craig, about. I still have to speak to all of them.
but we're on episode 3 now.
But you know what? Speaking of that, speaking of that, a couple things. I was at the gym today, and this guy stopped me and said, "Hey, I've been watching the show. It's really good. I'm enjoying it." So that was really positive reinforcement, because I think for me, I guess being a part of the show, I can't really tell what people feel. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what they're like. Carlson just said to me when this episode, he said, "Well, what'd you think about this one?" I said, "Well, I thought it was good." I said, "But I don't know what other people feeling and thinking." So that was good reinforcement. But then something Legra just said made me think, like season 2 and subsequent seasons, I want it to always be real. Like how people are asking you, and people have asked me, "Well, was that real when the system crashed in that first episode?" It crashed. It just so happened that it crashed when we were filming. But I don't ever want to do this if they start wanting to try to create stuff. And you know what I'm saying? I think part of the magic of this show is that it is so sincere and it's so authentic. And that's what I think people are getting.
Well, I do like the way that they, to be honest with you, I do like the way that they did edit tonight's episode with certain situations that we will not, directly communicate about, but we will say, I will say for me, I'm glad the way that they edited the episode, because we all know the things that transpire. We all know whatever. So, as long as it was in this space, because we're telling the story, and in a real space, yes, dealing with that whole situation in that whole situation,
fire.
Yes, dealing with that whole situation in that situation, I was battling with, should I, terrorize the internet or should I not? Should I go forth and, and Chi was and has always been over there. Murder, cuss that puss asshole out.
That was my favorite part of the entire episode.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do what other people do to you. Because sooner or later, whatever happened, they'll be found out. You will be found out. If any wrong, whatever is in the dog shall come to the light. I don't care who it is.
Right. But sometimes always being quiet, that shit don't ever really get you nowhere. Sometimes you need an outlet, and sometimes you need to clap back, and keep clapping.
It gets you somewhere. You may not see it happening right now, but just because you don't see nothing happening, don't mean nothing is happening. Okay? Always remember that.
Thank you, Marlon Bab. Thank you very much. Yeah, but I'm that's just possibly as far as I'm gonna go on that little area, because I know, like, if people looking at it, I'm very happy that I'm very pleased with the way that it was constructed.
I love the graphics.
I love the graphics. I love the graphics. It especially.
I love the graphics.
I love the graphics, especially the blur effect. That graphic was the T. So I love that.
Control Alt.
You gonna let Miss Mary answer that question?
Yeah, I was
Control Alt V.
Put it right there. You saw it in your station right here, but I put it across. See right there.
Which one?
I ran it across the bottom of the screen.
The one.
But you pointed it out. The one
okay,
right here.
This one here was I question Miss Mary.
He says, I have a question for Miss Mary. If TS wasn't the star and had the popularity that she has, would she still be supporting the way she is now? And this is no shade. I just want to hear Miss Mary. Now, before I answer your question, how long have you been watching to notice that I've been with my child before any popularity? So that means that you have no shade to you. That tells me you're new of watching what's going on. No,
now.
Actually, Mommy, he's been watching for a very, very long time, because he and I have had like conversations with each other, But he's just asking, off of
Well, then he would know that you've been, whether you have what you down to the ground, I'm right there with you. Because you're my child. Whether you have nothing or much, I'm going to be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Because my children, when I'm down or up, my children are right there for me. Fame don't excite me, because many of you been asking me how I feel about being on this and how excited. I don't get that. Don't excite me, because people lift you up today and tear you down tomorrow. So I'm learning to be who I am with my baby, with having much or little. I'm content with my child. I love my child. This ain't no show. This for real.
Okay.
And see, that's what I want other mothers of LGBTQ people to feel and think. Whether your child is famous, rich, whatever. I think that at the end of the day, a mother should love their child and a father should love their child.
Well, Craig, because my child is still my child. What my child is having sex with,
or your child's gender identity.
Well, you have to help me. You still helping me. I don't mind you helping me.
Listen, I'm still helping you.
Yeah, and I'm still learning.
And I'm also, and see, here's a situation where I would really like to say, even in this situation, as me being on television as a Black trans woman, there are things that I'm still learning. Like I'm still learning about, all these, languages, and I'm still learning about all of these identities. So when I be talking, on the thing, I'll be like, listen, I don't want to be quoted as the go-to, because I'm not the go-to. I can only, tell you about my experiences and, and just that, because girl, I don't have all the answers. Like I can't tell you, or I don't know. Like a person come to me and ask me, well, what's the proper listen, the proper thing for me is simple. It's respect me.
Period.
If I tell you that this is how I'd like for it to go with me and you, in order for us to have a conversation, that's how it works. You get what?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
What go?
No, you wanted to say something.
No, I did.
Oh. And
I'm sorry. You stop yourself. I didn't stop you.
What was my last thing I was saying? In order for us to have a conversation, I feel like that, we should have, we should occupy that space of, I'm not telling nobody at home, and maybe I might get in trouble for saying this. Like, I'm not telling nobody at home, or what's that? What's that?
I don't know.
Oh. I'm not telling nobody at home, like, to change your way. I'm just saying to me, that we occupy this space. Okay, let me stop beating around the bush. Let me just
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, girl, just say it.
Girl, just like earlier, I was looking on what WeTV had uploaded on their YouTube, like, and they were showing little bits of extended clips, and I did slide in the comments, which I say I don't, but I did slide down there, and then I saw a woman sing that he want this is her. I was reading her word. He want everybody to respect him, but he sits around here and he called women fish all the time. And my thing was, when I was reading that, was like, ma'am, I have never referred to you as fish. I've never had a conversation with you because I don't know you to call you fish. You and I have never had a fish conversation. So why you are really angry about something that has really nothing to do with you? Because I have never referred to you as fish. And even when that topic was a big topic, when the person that made it like a really big debacle, I wasn't referring to her as fish. I wasn't talking to her and calling her fish. That was not what I was doing. So for me, when I was looking at the situation, I'm like, girl, you girls just want to have something to just bicker about. Like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this because of that. Well, don't watch it, girl. Because if you watch it, you're missing out on a whole educational, situation, and that's fine. You can stay there in that place, like, oh, well, he called me. Well, listen, I'm not even trying to stop you from calling me he. You and I just won't ever have a conversation. We won't have a conversation. We won't occupy the same space, because if we do, and when we're in that space, we will respect each other. Because when we're in that space and you tell me, because I'm not, first of all, I'm not coming off the cusp calling you fish. I'm not doing that. I'm going to call you by your name.
Well, I don't have no problem with
but mama, but we don't.
I know.
We don't. Like,
I know
these
you
are
don't
things
do that.
we
You don't do that anyway.
We don't do. These are things that we don't do, and it just burns me up. So for me, when I say that we will occupy the respectful places when we were occupying the space, I don't give a damn what you're doing on the outside over there. When I walk in the room, it's she, her, and hers. That's just what it is. Whether you choose to do that or not, because if you choose not to, we won't have no conversation.
And just like
period.
Just like I came in and knowing Miss Eve. I didn't know Miss Eve was trans. I came in with respect. I respect her as called Eve she, because that's all I know her as, she. And when I walk in and know any of Boo friends, I'm gonna call you and address you as you are. And if I'm not for sure, and I'll ask you, is it, if I mess around and say something, and I'll ask them, if I said something any wrong to offend you, please forgive me, because I'm learning. And I'll ask them, is they happy with what they happy with? I think everybody is due that respect. If you see somebody walk in and they don't look like a man, why would you say he?
Well, people.
I don't get it.
And here's the thing, Craig. I'm about to take it deep. You ready?
I'm ready.
Black people want to be respected. Black people want to have. They want to demand these. They want to have all of these lists of demands
from white folks.
From white folks, they want to have this whole long list of demands to white people, and then tell LGBT people, "Oh, I'm not following any of that shit." I'm not doing that.
Right.
And it's baffling and confusing to me when we sit up and we have these conversations, and this is why those types of conversations are extremely important. Tell that dog to get somewhere and sit down. We're having a conversation.
Right.
Get somewhere and sit down. And I ain't never even knew that you even was a dog, but you must be at your man's house, Shantae.
He treats me right. We never fight. He took me home.
And what?
How he loves
me. Oh, how he loves me.
Yeah.
I got today. So, Craig, let's dig in it a little bit and piggyback off of that conversation that we were having on the show tonight.
I mean, you're definitely right. But again, it goes back to what I was saying before. That's a part of what I think this show is going to do. I don't think it's going to change the hearts and minds of all Black people that feel that way about LGBTQ people. But even if we can save a crop of those people, you know what I'm saying? Because there are people that are on the fence and they may not be sure. And I've said this time and time again. I've written about it. I've talked about it on my lives. I've talked about it on the Queen's Supreme Court. Sexuality is instinctive. It's how we're wired. It's not a choice. It's not a decision. You don't just wake up one day and just decide that you're going to be gay. Now, people do wake up and decide that they're going to live their truth, but nobody wakes up and decides that they're trans. And no, you already knew that stuff was there. And at some point, you get the courage to live who your reality, your truth.
You get the courage to love.
This is what some of Boo friends Miss Mary, why would God say this a choice? And I say, I don't know, because after sitting, listening, talking to him, and this is what many Black people that's out there hating and stuff should do. Instead of sitting with hate and judgment, you should take the time and listen to hear you out, to hear you all talk and speak and let them know what you're feeling inside, instead of standing back judging and stuff. Because what I found and have heard what was been said to me, that you all was pervert. How you say that?
Yeah,
y'all
were right.
Do marriage.
No, you were right. You said it right.
Perverts,
you said perverts,
pedophiles, and all that. And the people that I have met and the people that I have been around, I don't see none of that. And it opened my eyes, to see from the things that I've been taught and heard of being said about people that are LGBTQ. Y'all know what it is. Y'all finish the rest, because I ain't going to all that. Y'all got 1 minute when I think I got it. Here comes some more. So
here's some more letters. Here comes some more letters.
More letters. So forget that. Y'all just if y'all love me, you're gonna love me, because I'm learning and I'm trying.
Right.
But y'all got too many letters keep coming in. It's just too many for
It's
me.
a willing,
A lot of
but the willingness to learn, you know, is important. And there are a lot of people, who don't have the willingness to learn. Like you'll tell them, and then kind of just like Sharon Osbourne is sitting up on television telling Black Cheryl Underwood, tell me what I've done wrong. Tell me.
Mm-hmm.
How could I be racist? Tell me.
Right.
And you know, ma'am, just because this girl got the tiptoe on national TV to even speak at you a certain way should tell you what racism is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's because Cheryl is over here trying to count her words, you know, trying to fix her words.
Trying to keep her job. No, trying to keep her job.
Yeah.
And to make sure that she's not coined or pegged the angry Black girl.
Yes. So it's the same way we feel, the same way you Blacks, and I'm gonna say it just very deep and harsh like this. The same way you Blacks are outraged about stuff like that is the same way we trans and LGBT people are outraged about these things. And I'm tired of you people saying don't equate, you know, racism and gender identity and a sexual orientation to the same struggle. Sweetheart, listen, you just now have the opportunity to start. You Blacks. You Blacks, you colors. You have just now received the opportunity. Oh my God, thank you, Lacey. Hold on, we got to give a moment for Lacey. Hyundai BBB out shot top. Hyundai BBB. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Okay, that's for me. Okay, I had to make sure. Thank Hyundai BBB.
Did you hear her say she had to make sure that was for her?
That's right. I had to make sure. Thank you, Lacey. It was me. Me. It
actually says y'all have a drink on me.
Well, okay. Well, listen.
Then I don't.
No. You go ahead and keep it, TS.
Oh, I got it because you know I'm broke over here. Don't start me.
But no. I wanted to add to something that you said. One thing is, in terms of this whole sexuality conversation and what I was saying before about there are Black folks that are really looking for another way of thinking, because most of us have been conditioned to think that LGBTQ is wrong. We've only been conditioned to think that way. You know what I mean? So for me, life is really about separating what we've been taught from what we learn and know to be true for ourselves. And a lot of that is centered on sexuality and gender identity and all of those things. But what I will say to the LGBTQ people watching and those of us that are part of this show, it is also incumbent upon us to be.
What's that word? I'm sorry, I'm a little slow. What?
Incumbent.
Okay, that means inside. Incumbent. Okay, go ahead and finish.
It's also incumbent upon us as LGBTQ people to be patient with people that are not a part of the community, straight people, Black people, whomever. Be patient when they're trying to learn, because just
what degree, Craig?
Well, I don't mean, because I got something to say too, Craig.
Well, let me say this. So, like how Miss Mary just said, well, yeah, help me out because I don't know. Sometimes we get a little testy, and we don't like to. We're not patient with people when they just don't know. Sometimes we're so on defense that we want to lash out because we have a history of people trying us or trying to read us or whatever. So when somebody is sincerely and genuinely just trying to know and trying to learn, we lash at them. And I've said this to you before, Madison. I've learned more about trans people from you than I have from any other person, any other trans person. And I've worked with trans people before. The truth is, just because I'm a part of the LGBTQ community doesn't mean that I know everything that's going on with trans people or lesbians for that matter. And so I've tried to have conversations with other trans people prior to you. Like I said, I've never had an issue having a conversation with you. But there are instances where I've tried to have honest conversations with trans people and the door is just shut. So how do you learn if no one is willing to teach?
Right, I get it, you know, but how much do you have to continually teach people when you know, I get that there are letters changing every day. Mm-hmm. There's identities that are, you know, associated with certain things. Just like I found out that I'm a queer trans person. Like, this is why I'm so in love with drag and stuff like that, you know? So, but when does it become like, okay, you're learning, but then it's just like they're not retaining?
Yeah.
No, they don't want to.
Right. Well, somebody in the comments said, well, there's information out there, but the reality is we're not a monolith either. So yeah, I can go to Google, but what Google says about trans people may not apply to Madison.
Right.
Because again, one of the things that I've learned from Madison, she talks openly about her parts, where a lot of trans girls don't even want you to even think about that.
Right.
So you can't even just say, just go Google it, because everybody is different.
And Craig, I didn't even know what trans was.
Right.
Don't be a mess, y'all. Don't start that marriage and stuff.
Trans.
Trans. TRANS.
No. Your version is TRANCE. Trans.
Trans.
But anyway, I'm learning this as I'm walking through my baby, and I am also learning from each one of y'all, because like you said, some of the people in this community, is unapproachable. Even if I wanted to learn some things, they had a guard up, and even some of them have a guard up because I'm a Christian, because they think I'm finna come and attack them. And I tell them, listen, I'm not that kind of Christian. I'm not that kind. So I'm gonna hear you. I'm gonna listen to you. And like I was saying, the boo, that even those parents who you done push your children away, I'm going to be a place, a space where your children can come and talk if they want to, and listen to them and pray for them when they're going through. Because when they go through downtime, this is where I have a problem at. We say we're Christian. We say we're supposed to love. But what I learned from my Bible is he's a God of love. More than anything, he's a God of love than condemning and judging. He loves. We can't change people, whatever they do. That's not for us to do. That's God's job. We only supposed to plant a seed, one plant, one water, and God come do the increase. That ain't for us to do. We only just supposed to show the love and tell them, and then you let them be. You let it go. But I have learned so much from being around y'all. I learned what a top, a bottom. I learned.
Miss Mary, what's a top?
Of all of the things that you've learned, that's what you start with?
Miss Mary, what's a top?
I learned what was trans man.
A top would be Craig. Craig is the top.
What was it, Boo? What is
Craig is the top.
What is that one with it?
You're such a shit starter.
Oh, wait, what happened?
Miss Mary.
Your cameras went out.
Miss Mary.
Yes.
My Wi-Fi had broke up.
Miss Mary.
We on the same Wi-Fi. TT, mine didn't move.
And I learned what a blouse was. I learned what a blouse is. I learned what a tweak is.
What is a blouse?
What is a tweak?
A tweak.
A twink.
Twink. You know what those things were?
What's a blouse?
A blouse is what they say Craig is.
Oh!
A blouse.
And a twink.
A blouse is a soft top.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was
a blouse is a feminine top. It's a feminine top.
A soft shell taco.
And a bottom is a
Oliver.
Oh,
Proudly.
But listen, let's tackle this question. Let's tackle this.
That's top, yeah.
The greatest thing I learned out of this whole thing is to respect one another.
I need to say this.
Agree or disagree with something.
Wait, Mama. Listen, do we need to call the police? Carlton finna jump on you because I've been waiting to call.
Somebody just called my name. I said, ain't nobody called your name.
Carlton finna jump on who? Not Craig. You better wait for one.
Mary said, Carlton about to jump on who? Not Craig.
He just stepped in the picture. But he might not be putting his hand on my baby.
Wait a minute now.
In the game now.
Oh, that's your baby now. He was on Twitter. See, that's why I got
Lady Ankle. She's talking about Lady Ankle.
He was on Twitter dragging your Mary J. Blige 2-piece.
You don't remember?
That's what do Madison is trying to come between me and Miss Mary.
Listen.
Here I go being blamed with coming between you with somebody. Don't do that. Here I go get blamed.
Don't be trying to come between me and Miss Mary. Now
here I go. Listen. I've already been blamed for coming between you. Girl, I'm not doing this tonight.
That ain't nothing new about
him and who, Miss Mary?
That ain't nothing new about Craig messing with my hair, because this one messing with me about my hair too. Buy them and then talk about it.
But she said it was a Mary J. Blige 2-piece for me.
That's
That's the Mary J. 2-piece. I don't even know what that is.
pain.
Which one that was?
No more pain. No more pain.
It
Let's
was
tackle
the
this.
one that was flipped up, the honey blonde.
Oh,
Let's tackle this really
it
quick.
done got old now, Craig.
Okay, it says the main reason people don't want to accept LBGT is because they think it's rooted in perversion, like Miss Mary said. Then when women catch their man with another man, that's also where a lot of the hate. Ooh.
I told you that's what I believe.
Go ahead, Chi Chi.
I just feel like when y'all men's like women and men, y'all need to tell these women that y'all like women's and men.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
your
I've been
fault.
saying. Be honest.
Because when y'all don't do that, y'all sometimes y'all make it hard for gay people, because that's why some of these women be hating us, because they be feeling like we be stealing our man. First of all, your man was already like a men and women man. They ain't got nothing to do with us. If he didn't tell you that he like men and women, they ain't got nothing to do with me because you catching with me.
Well, let me take it even a step further. Okay, we got to take accountability as colored and blacks for creating the men that like the men on the down low. Because you know how when y'all be walking around in y'all house in front of y'all young sons talking about punks, faggots, sissies, and all that type of stuff, and they don't have no outlet to tell nobody. They grow up to be the DL men.
Right.
Absolutely.
They grow up to be the trades. They grow up to be those men that marry these women down the line and be poking the boys and stuff in the butt and getting their butt poked in, because this is what they couldn't be who they wanted, because they hear Big Mama, Little Mama, Grandmama, and everybody around them talking about gays, punks, sissies, bull dykes, fags, and all of that stuff. We have to take accountability, because Oliver and Craig schooled me in episode 2 about accountability. So you have to take accountability of the creations. You get on these places, you get on these platforms, you talk about how you don't like gay men, you talk about how I just wish a man just like a man or a woman. Okay, and then when it leaves the door open for a man that like a man to come on out and say, "Hey, I'm a man that like a man,"
y'all
bashing.
Yeah,
you sensationalize it. So you have to live with the product of your creation. I say that.
Well, I remember.
I feel like everybody should take accountability for their own actions and what we have a part in this, because everybody has a part in it. Everybody has a hand and foot and toe in this too as well.
I remember
everyone
did that show and they was
the cisgender women, the cisgender men, the gay men, like everybody plays a part in it. But what I really don't understand is when these females really be feeling some type of way about us being gay. If you see a man that's openly gay doing his thing, how don't feel no type of way about him? Why you feel some type of way about him? Because he openly gay? Because your man secretly gay and he like you and another man? They ain't got nothing to do with that openly gay man that's out here living his life and his truth. You need to say that up with the gay man that's in the closet, that's over there probably looking at your niece or looking at your brother or looking at your son.
I get it. But once again, it goes back to the accountability thing that I was saying earlier. Like
everybody needs to take accountability.
You don't pay attention to when you walking around. It be those little things. How many of us growing up and not the straight ones, not Allegra and not Allegra and Miss Mary. How many friends on the panel growing up have heard the little undertones of fag, punk, like just openly, just like open talk. So imagine growing up and you still trying to figure out like what's going on and you trying to suppress that. I could have went through life as somebody's husband, throwing on a wig and later on in the evening calling myself Michelle.
Bruce Jenner.
Oh, Caitlin Craig.
Well, but that's what Bruce Jenner was doing.
Caitlin Craig.
He was Bruce when he was doing that.
Caitlin Craig.
Caitlin.
Bruce was no. I'm saying what you said. He was somebody's husband dressing up and putting on a wig. Now he's Caitlin, but at the time he was Bruce. Or she was Bruce.
Well, Chris knew.
Yeah, so did Kim.
I feel like to be honest and truly, everybody knows, but they never really wants to say something. Just like TsMadison said, when the man do say he gay, y'all bash the man. You get what I'm saying? Y'all bash him and y'all make him feel some type of way. And if and most and not I sit around and I hear females say, you got to hear it's the conversation that you hear. When you hear a man say I'm bisexual, you hear some females, you still get like you don't make it a safe haven for nobody to be living their truth. If they bisexual, you feel some type of way. If they gay, you feel some type of way. If they trans, you feel some type of way. Y'all just feel some type of way, period.
Well, let's turn it up a notch higher.
Well,
go ahead, Oliver, because I just want to turn it up just a little bit more.
No, go ahead. Turn it up. Go ahead.
We need to step on in here in our own community and let's do that.
Hey, I'm with it.
Men. Okay?
What'd you say?
What about the gay men, the black gay men, homosexual men that be butt effing each other and got an issue with the transsexuals?
Oh, well, that's not me. Because
I know. What about them? And
what kind of issues?
I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. It's either you're gonna be one thing or the other one. And I had a conversation with somebody about this the other day. I said the reason why all of that type of stuff goes on is because of the conversation. Now the conversation go on when you hear Big Mama, Grandmama, Granddaddy, Papa Joe, and Papa John's Pizza saying, "It's all right if you be gay, but don't go over there putting on girls' clothes and becoming an in-between." Then you build up this thing within gay people to feel some type of way towards their own.
That is so true.
They build up this way. I just don't get it. I'm okay with you with us being gay, but don't go over there trying to be no trans, like because I hear lots of homophobia and transphobia from
the girls, from the girls.
That's internalized homophobia.
Especially them weightlifting girls. I be like, girl, you girls are weightlifters. You girls that ran out there to the gym and done pump iron, girl, 2-3 times, done walked on the treadmill, girl, and God make you 2 feminine biceps, girl. And now you over here, you so masculine and stuff like that. And now you feel some type of way towards the transsexuals. I'm like, girl, what's the tea? Because when the horn blow for all the FAGs,
message out.
When the horn blow for all the FAGs, you going. When the horn blow for all the blacks, we not separated because we trans and gay. We going. So this is where we got to get into a whole box of unity.
Come on.
But I think that type of hatred is a reflection of built-in insecurity and not being comfortable with oneself. Because I don't think anyone who's truly happy with themselves and confident with themselves and know who they are and know what they like feels any way about whatever the next bitch is doing. It's usually someone who feels intimidated or less than, or your existence makes me feel a way that they feel the need to try to attack someone else for living.
You're right.
Can I take it? Can I say something?
You want to turn it up a little bit harder, Chief?
Yes, just a little bit more.
Go ahead. We got a few more minutes before we close out. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what about?
I left you with the gym, but go ahead.
Right. So what about the gays that be in the gym that really don't like the girls that just really be doing their life? Like, what about the girls that's openly gay and you girls that be the master?
Oh, okay.
The mask for mask men. What about the mask for mask men that bash the men that's living their truth? That you don't want the other girls to know your tea, and then when you get with your other masculine friends and you see somebody that's flam, you go over there and y'all get in a huddle and
Wait, do you need a bisexual mask for mask?
I think it's Chichi.
I guess it's bisexual. I guess.
I think. For me,
because there's different levels.
Can I ask?
There's mask for mask, and then there's bisexual masks for mask.
Bisexual. So bisexual is
you like
women
and
like both sex. You like women and men. Yeah, bisexual.
But they like men and women, but you never.
But you never see them with a woman. You always catch them with a man.
Yeah. So they like
bisexual.
So that means they like male more than the female.
Baby, that means he's gay and he just using fish for a cover up.
Oh.
No, that means.
Chichi, do you know anybody like this?
No, that means that he's gay. He just happened to like a little coochie sometime because he was raised in the church somewhere, and he's struggling with trying to be this way.
So you don't think that bisexuality really exists?
Yes, I do think that bisexuality exists. Yes, I do. I do think bisexuality.
I'm just saying the faggots keep saying they're bisexuals.
Yeah, but when I see the gay men
claiming bisexuality,
they have had a woman once in their life,
right?
Maybe even twice,
right?
In their 35, 47 years, a man is humping, dry humping, doing all types of things.
Right.
You're a homosexual.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Just because you dated women on your journey to becoming gay,
you a faggot.
You are a faggot.
I remember Boo did a show, and Boo, there was something about if a man have experience with a man one night, he's not gay, right? If he
listen, at this point, Miss Mary, I keep my mouth closed because the girl suck dick at night, but eat pussy in the morning. So these days, you don't even know.
Which is true.
You don't even know. I just had to be real.
I just think people would do a whole lot better if they just let other people do whatever it is that they do in their own world and respect people and just let them thrive in their own world. Whatever it is that works for you, if it works for you, it works for you. Whatever works for me, works for me. I don't need to be placed in my ideals and my opinions and the way I rule my life on you, and you don't do the same. Like,
I totally feel you, Oliver. But what I hate is when people go to pointing fingers. You need to point your fingers at your own self first. Have a look, which when you look in that mirror is a reflection of you. You get what I'm saying? So before you go out there and you start pointing fingers at other people because they living in their truth, bitch, you need to look in that mirror. You need to live in your truth first before you start go pointing your fingers at other people that's living in their truth. See, the problem that we have, that the people be having, the people that live in their truth, y'all have a problem. But the people that don't live in their truth, y'all need to have a problem with the people that don't live in their truth. Because we walk around every day. And my question is, can a bitch walk a mile in our shoes? Do you know what it takes to feel like to be a gay man or a black gay man? Do you know what it takes? Can I take my shoes off and let you put your feet in them? And can you handle it? That's what I want to see. Can you handle what?
Can I go there, baby, with you?
What I done learned about y'all is seeing y'all when y'all saying y'all at y'all truth. Y'all have so much happiness inside of y'all, and y'all.
Yes.
It's like, and I look at some of us, we all built up, all uptight, got so many problems, but I see y'all look like y'all just happy.
What we built up like, mama? Huh? What we built up like?
Being big.
Well, Miss Mary, the people who are really happy in their lives don't have time to be critiquing another bitches. Like, it's like, girl, I'm happy in my life. Is you happy in yours? Okay, well let's go have a good time.
Hold on,
I like you like me. You happy? I'm happy.
Here you go.
Oh, he right about that.
But gay men talk about each other, which is true. They have no respect for each other. The community is segregated. Definitely myself. But it goes back to people are assigning what they believe, which is indoctrinated in a whole bunch of cultural bullshit.
And
they want to place it on other people.
Well, I'm finna be messy. I gotta get this out.
And then hold on, Chi. And then a lot of issue within the gay community, within our community, is people are still trying to assign themselves to this heteronormative lifestyle instead of just being who they are, however it comes out in this world. So a lot of the mass for mass or the manly men who want to go against us girls really want to be a girl, but them fighting people like me or people, trans girls, or the fishy boys or the girly girls, they're really fighting against that inside of themselves because they have yet to become comfortable with who they are as a person, and they're bothered by seeing somebody else who's comfortable in their own skin.
One thing I can say about y'all, just being around y'all and learning getting to know all of y'all and learning y'all seem very happy and content.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Miss Oliver gonna step.
All right. Well, let's say this. Charles Warren online said trans women are not innocent either. Y'all 100. I guess he wants to say either y'all 100. Let's keep it 100. Feminine black men are laughed at and told you really a girl. God forbid a feminine black top. The homophobia jumps out.
Now let me just add to what he's saying. I just want to put a little add on to that. because a lot of trans girls want to be called women, but trans girls are quick to call gay men, oh girl. So some of you, not all, some of you want your pronouns respected, but you don't also want to respect
that is true.
somebody else's pronouns.
That is true.
I get it.
I get it. That.
I get that, but if you tell me, Craig, to call you him and he, I do refer. But when we and I, when we have,
you and I be joking. I don't.
When we be having our faggotron moments, you get what I'm saying.
What?
Our faggotron moment, we turn over into our transforming faggotron moments, honey. When we be going and you know, we be in the gay lingo.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
But Charles, I want to say something to Charles. Charles, let's take it a step further. What about the feminine gay men that have a problem with the trans girls who top the trade?
Oh, well, this ain't even my conversation. So
because if the trade wants to get popped and he only wants titties on his back, now all of a sudden the feminine boys and all this stuff, they want to call us men. Because but somebody got to want it. Like, we not just getting on top of the boys, stabbing them down in the back if that's not what they requested.
Put these titties on my back, girl.
So,
oh my God, I can't wait until hopefully 50 years from now we unassign sex, orientation, sexual activity away from each other.
That's not gonna happen.
Because just because I'm this doesn't mean I like this. Doesn't mean I show up in the world as this.
Well, people fail to realize it's society and these people in the world that has these people thinking the way they think.
Well, the word is called social construct.
Thank you, social construct. I wish we would let them deteriorate and go the fuck away.
Me personally, I love trans women. All the trans girls who I ever encountered.
Them be your sisters, your aunts.
They like my aunties. Like, I encounter them as I treat them as such, like they women. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're not as passable, even if they're not, as lookable.
Well, girl, it's a lot of unpassable women. What are we talking about?
Yes.
It's a lot of real women that ain't passable. What you talking about?
Oh, yes.
It's a lot of real women, female,
cisgender,
are not passable.
Because I have seen and met a whole lot of them. I had to ask, boo, my God, boo, that one.
But okay, since we talking about this, so since we said there are women that's not, we have cisgender women that's not passable. But is that okay for me to just walk in a place and say, "Damn, some of y'all hoes ugly in here"?
No,
okay for me to say that.
That's disrespect.
So what you turning it around to say when them ugly hoes walk in the room, say, "Damn, these punks in here," and when you bust out and say, "Damn, you hoes is ugly."
Wait, please put that comment up there. She said, "I've been called sir. I'm a tomboy."
Wait, where? Craig, you can't
fall out, Craig.
Her name is Vanessa. She said, "I've been called sir. I'm a tomboy. I don't dress up a lot."
Oh God, where is it?
Oh my God.
Can I ask a question too? Are trans women attracted to lesbian women?
Yes.
Yes, they can be.
Yes, they can be.
What do you call that? What is that called?
Attraction.
That's what you're attracted to.
That's what we gotta start doing. Like, it's getting on my nerve. It needs to just be called attraction.
I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to.
Y'all got too many letters.
No, it ain't no y'all. It's the people.
It's just getting ridiculous.
It's not that you have to, because so many people want to identify. Miss Mary, listen.
I'm trying to learn.
Listen is how we learn. Listen. There's so many women want to make the distinction. I'm a real woman. I'm a real woman. I'm a real female. I got
a real pussy.
So we have to say cis because we say trans. Okay. So this is why the term got to come, because they want to make the pure different. I am real, and I came in here. I ain't got go through the motions doing all this. When what they really don't understand is that a man will run 150 miles an hour and hit both of us from the back if his dingling hard.
Well, my mama always say a DICK don't have no conscience. It'll get whatever it can when that get ready.
Yeah. So this is why we have to have these terms, because everybody's offended by being thought of as something else.
But and then if you did want kids, you can have kids if you really wanted to have kids.
I just could stick the meats in and blast. That's
Right.
all.
Myrtle, please. Oh my God.
I could just go in and blast.
Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, you know.
Y'all didn't beat me, y'all. Okay, that's how we do it like this. But this was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was a
I
good
really
show.
I really
felt like tonight was a very teachable night.
It was. It was so many teachable moments in there.
Like the episode was really good. Now, Chichi, what I really did learn about you is that you're gonna be Florida through and through. When you said "fuck that pussy asshole," I got up and ran around the house.
My stuff was killing me.
I got up and ran around. Felicity, you walked in on us doing the review of the after show. You need to be watching the TsMadison experience on WeTV, honey. It was a really good night. We talked about all of the things that's going on in our community. We talked about the trans women. We talked about all that. We talked about lots of things that was going on. Please make sure, because the replay is getting ready to come on at 1:00 a.m. on WeTV, because I'm going to be up to watch it all because I don't have to work tomorrow. But I do have to get some stuff finished with Legra tomorrow.
I got one more question. Maybe I should ask this.
Go ahead.
You remember that you was sharing with me about this surgery they have where you can change the body part? Will they be accepted by what you call it, cis women after they get their surgery?
Well, I mean, listen here.
I got a lot of questions.
I know you have lots of questions, but we have to stop. We have to really stop basing, completion on genitalia.
Yes.
I do know that, yes, girls have boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. But when it comes to trans and when it comes to trans and changing over, completion got to start up here. Because you can have a whole coochie between your legs and walk around here and still be a whole nigga.
Period. I know several.
Because you remember that person that oh my God, y'all, I was blown away. I had never seen a trans man in my life.
Miss Mary, did your Bible walk get wet when you seen the trans man?
No, it didn't. I was so blown away, Chi-Chi, that this was used to be a girl and now this is a boy. I have the pictures in my phone.
She did.
I was so shaken I couldn't.
And can I ask you what? Can I tell you what she did? And I asked, was it okay? My mother asked him, "Well, have you had bottom surgery?"
Because in the front of him, he had like he was everything. And I was so, y'all. Listen.
Were you tempted, Miss Mary?
No. Y'all think about sex. My mind ain't there.
I'm just asking for clarification. That's all.
My mind was so blown away by what I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
The transformation. It blew me away. I couldn't, and they kept telling me to stop.
That little chimney hot. That little chimney got a little smoke down there.
No,
y'all in a place where I ain't.
We playing with you, Auntie girl. We just joking with you, girl.
Listen, y'all already know Miss Mary said you can't do all the things.
No, don't play with me about that when I'm serious about that part of my life. Because I'm serious about that part.
Well, we did find out that it's been over 20 years.
Yes, it has. And I ain't got no shame in it. I'm very proud.
And tonight I was told by her that let the Lord touch me on the inside and not no other man.
Who told you that?
You didn't watch the episode?
I must have missed. I have to watch it again. Because I was laughing at Chi-Chi. It was so funny. I kept laughing.
Nobody know. You can take the nigga out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the...
Andy BBB Ashata. All right, y'all. We done been on here for an hour. We thank you guys for tuning into the show. Please make sure that you watch the replay, which is coming on at 1 a.m. And make sure that you watch the DVR, because we know our ratings come in at least 7 days later because they count all the DVRs, they count all of the streaming, they count all that stuff. So we don't get our things in just for the episode when it plays live. What you got? You want to say something?
Yeah, and what I get from it, if anything that any of us all should get out of is respect people for who they are and for what they are. If you see them who they say they are, respect that. Call them that. Don't try to be a mess and call what you see. Because if you didn't know that for yourself that they was that, what would you do then? What would you call them? Because when I seen Boo Friend, all I saw was female.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you guys go back, you watch it, you play it again, watch it again, because that's what we getting ready to do. Watch it one more good time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to be tweeting this time. I'm going to be actually watching it deep. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Next week is going to be a really good one.
Good night, y'all, my love.
It's going to be a good show next week.
Catch me tomorrow. I'm doing a review on my page tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I will be doing a review of the show. So just holler at a real pimp.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, y'all. Don't press. Oh, well, we got to chop it up really quick. All right, y'all. We'll holler at y'all later on. Okay.
Good night, guys. Be safe.
Be crazy. Be peasy.
Be safe.
And broadcast will be